What happens when you stop chasing someone who always expected you to chase? Most men spend their whole lives in that role, always reaching out, always trying, always hoping, but never really stopping to ask why. Before we go deeper, subscribe, not just because I'm saying it, but because what you're about to understand will change how you see yourself. She met you, and without saying it, she expected one thing: that you would chase. You would text first, you would call first, you would plan everything. And like most men, you followed that pattern. You sent messages, you thought about what to say, you cared about timing, you adjusted based on how she responded. When things got quiet, you filled that silence with even more effort. That's how it usually goes. But then something inside you shifted. You didn't react with anger. You didn't create drama. You simply stopped, quietly. You realized you were doing all the work. You were carrying everything alone. And the truth is, a connection needs two people. One person can't keep building bridges forever, so you stopped reaching out. And the moment you did, everything changed. Her phone went quiet, your name stopped showing up, and suddenly she felt something she wasn't used to: confusion. Why isn't he texting? Why isn't he chasing? That confusion reveals something important. You were the one creating the energy. You were the one adding value. It wasn't coming from her. But here's where most men mess it up. They see that confusion and think it means she misses them. They feel hopeful, they send one message, just one, something casual, something light. And in that moment, they give everything back. All the ground they gained disappears. Don't do that. The silence you're holding is not cruel. It's honest. It's you saying without words that you respect yourself. It's you saying your time and energy matter. It's you saying you're not here to be someone's option or backup plan. It's you saying you've learned something about yourself and you're not going back. This isn't really about her. It's about you. It's about the version of yourself you're becoming. Not the version that tried to impress her, not the version that kept performing, but the real one. When you stop chasing, you're not rejecting her. You're finally choosing yourself. Most men depend on outside validation. They need her reply, they need her attention, they need to feel seen through her reaction. Without that, they feel empty. But now something is different in you. You're starting to understand that your life can still be full without her. Your days can still have meaning. She was never the foundation, she was just an addition. And this is where things get real. She isn't confused because she deeply cared about you. She's confused because she was used to your attention, she was used to your effort, she was attracted to the way you showed up for her. When that disappears, she doesn't know what she's looking at anymore. Now she's seeing you as you are, just a man, not performing, not trying to impress, just existing. And for someone who's always been surrounded by men chasing her, that feels unfamiliar. Most women are used to attention. Men texting fast, replying fast, rearranging their lives, always trying to prove something. But when you step out of that pattern, the difference becomes very clear. You become visible in a different way. And visibility without desperation is powerful. She might reach out, maybe something casual, maybe something small, or maybe she won't reach out at all. Both outcomes tell you the truth. If she reaches out, it means she feels your absence. If she doesn't, it means she never truly valued your presence. Either way, you get your answer. But here's the most important part. Don't sit there waiting to see what she does, because that's still chasing. It's just quieter, it's delayed. It's you still hoping she validates your decision. You're still looking for her to confirm your worth, and that confirmation won't come. Not because you're not valuable, but because she was never able to see it in the first place. This is where real self-respect begins. Not the loud kind, not the angry kind. Real self-respect is calm. It doesn't need to prove anything. It just knows. It knows your time matters. It knows your energy has value. It knows your attention is not free. When you were chasing, you were giving all of that away without receiving anything back. That's not a connection, that's imbalance. So you stopped. And now what she's feeling is the shift. The moment where she is no longer the center of your world. For someone who expected that role, it feels strange. She may start telling herself stories. Maybe you moved on, maybe you never cared, maybe you're talking to someone else, maybe you're upset. These stories help her make sense of what doesn't make sense. A man who used to chase suddenly doesn't. A man who was always available now has limits. But you don't need to explain anything. Your job now is simple. Keep moving forward. Build your life, focus on your goals, strengthen your habits, improve yourself, become someone you respect, not for her, for you. This is where most men fail. They stop chasing, but then they wait. They wait for her to realize. They wait for her to come back. They wait for her to say she made a mistake. That waiting is still chasing. And it hurts even more. The truth is simple. If she comes back, it's because something changed in her. If she doesn't, it means she was always going to choose something easier. And that's okay. That actually works in your favor, because it removes someone who couldn't meet you where you are. Be honest with yourself. There's still a part of you hoping this silence will make her want you more. That's still the old mindset, just reversed. It's still about her reaction, and you need to let that go. The real win here is not getting her back. The real win is proving something to yourself, that you can walk away from something you wanted, that you can accept rejection without losing yourself, that you can feel pain without becoming desperate. that you can be alone without feeling empty. That is real strength. Not money, not status, not appearance. Real strength is standing on your own, believing in your value without needing anyone to confirm it, especially when no one does. When your worth depends on someone else, you're not strong. You're just reacting. She expected you to chase because that's what she always saw. That's what she's used to, men trying, proving, chasing. But you made a different choice, and that choice comes with a cost. You lose the fantasy, the idea that one day she would realize your value, the idea that things would suddenly become perfect. That loss hurts, but it's worth it because now you gain something real. You gain clarity, you gain self respect, you gain control over your life. You start to see the difference between real desire and desperation. You start to understand your own standards. You start to trust yourself. That's where real confidence comes from. Not loud confidence, not showing off, quiet confidence, the kind that doesn't need approval. You know your effort has value. You know your time matters. You know her silence doesn't define you. And you're okay with that. You're building a different life now. You're not someone who can be picked up and dropped. You're not an option. You're not something temporary. You have value. And valuable things don't lose their worth just because someone doesn't recognize them. Some people see clearly, some people don't. And that's fine. Right now, she's confused because the pattern broke. The game she knew no longer works. She understands chasing, she understands attention, but she doesn't understand self-respect yet, and that's not your job to teach. So what do? You keep going, you keep building your life, you keep improving yourself, you keep becoming someone you respect, not for her, for you. She might notice, she might not, but that's not the goal anymore. The goal is to live in a way that aligns with who you are becoming. That's the real change. Not learning how to play the game better, but realizing you don't want to play it at all. You want something real. And real means mutual effort. Real means both people choosing each other. If she doesn't, then it was never real. And now you're finally okay with that. Her confusion comes from losing something familiar. What was familiar? You trying, you showing up, you being available. Now that's gone. So she questions it. Sometimes she'll reach out, sometimes she won't. Either way, you gain clarity, and clarity gives you freedom. You can now build a life that doesn't depend on her decisions. You can move forward without waiting. That's real freedom. You think clearer, you feel lighter, you stop overthinking every message. You stop checking your phone constantly. You just live. And that simple life is better than chasing. You're not angry, that's important. You're not trying to punish her. You're acting from understanding. You saw something about yourself that you can't ignore anymore. And once you see it, you can't go back. She's confused. That's hers to deal with. Your job is to stay focused, stay busy, stay improving, stay moving forward, and most importantly, stay consistent. Don't break your silence. Don't go back. Don't doubt your decision. You didn't make a mistake. The mistake was chasing for so long. This silence is growth. Every moment you hold it, you're proving something to yourself, that you're not dependent, that you're not weak, that you can handle being alone. That's the real victory. That's what makes you valuable. If this connected with you, subscribe and keep moving forward. This is where real change begins.